What is up, guys? Thank you so much for tuning back in. This is XP Level Up, where I give you the experience that you need to get to the next level in your life. Man, I got a lot done today, guys. You ever have one of those days where you're just like overly productive? You know, all of us try to stay productive to some degree, but do you ever have those days where you just get a lot of stuff done? Like you write down a big long list of stuff that you needed to do and you just get it all done and knock it out. It's a great feeling, right? But anyways, guys, today I think we have a topic that may sound obvious, but I think it needs to be spoke on, especially for young people, okay? Because I think this is lacking in a lot of young people's lifestyles and behaviors, at least that I've seen personally, and that is the importance of a clean home. Now, if anyone knows the difference between a clean home and a dirty one, it's me. I mean, I've lived in the dirtiest of homes, coming up as a kid, dirty environments, stuff like that, from all the different places that I've lived in. And because of that, when I got my own place, I was so driven to keep my place as clean as possible because I wanted to be as far away from where I came from as possible, right? And that's usually how a lot of things work, right? In order to go to one extreme, you have to experience the opposite spectrum, right? So that's kind of how it is for me, and I just think that keeping a clean home helps me so much, and I just kind of wanted to break down to you young people or even older people out there just how important it is and how having a clean home will affect you. And so the first thing is it's an action of self-respect, right? Every day we do things that show self-respect, right? We work out, we eat right, we have good hygiene, right? We do all these things every day to show ourselves that self-respect, right? And I think that a clean home, keeping your home clean, is a huge sign of self-respect. Because see, here's the thing, especially when you live alone, right? The only person that really sees your place a majority of the time is you. Unless you have company over, right? Which obviously everybody usually cleans up for company, right? If they have some sort of standards, if they have some sort of class, they're going to at least clean up for company. Or like if a guy has a girl over, or if a girl has a guy over, or whatever the case, right? You're obviously going to clean up for that. But, they always say that it's good to do things when people are watching, but what really matters is when people aren't. What are you doing, right? Because that's like integrity, I think the word is. And so for me, I always keep my home clean all the time, no matter what, because I see it every day. And if I get up every single day and I look at my apartment and it's dirty, I feel like I'm just not satisfied. I'm not satisfied, and I feel like I could be doing better. Especially for me, I mean, I live in a studio, and if anyone out there knows what it's like to live in a studio, comment below and let me know if you can relate. Because if I slack on my cleaning at all here, guys, it literally gets dirty really, really, really fast. So I have to clean more than the average person because of how small my space is. Like if I had a bigger space, I would probably be able to slack a little bit more because there's more space for mess to build up before it's like apparent, right? But not for me. If I even leave like plates out after I eat, it's like you can see it. It's like an instant eyesore. So I think it's just a great way to show self-respect. It's just one of those things where you do it and you feel better about yourself. You're like, wow, I have, class. I care about my living space. And another thing is, it's a practice of discipline, right? Most of the time, you don't really feel like cleaning, right? Cleaning is not necessarily the most fun thing in the world. I mean, for me personally, I enjoy it, but I know that there are a lot of people out there that don't really care for it, that don't like doing things like dishes, that don't like, cleaning their place, dusting their place, deep cleaning their place, right? Not a lot of people think that that's the most fun thing in the world. But just like so many other things that we do in our lives that we don't want to do to practice discipline, to make us stronger, I think that keeping your place clean is a very honestly easy way to practice discipline. I think if you continue to keep your place clean and you practice that discipline, it's going to empower you in other areas. It's going to empower you to stay on top of other things, because you've overcome that obstacle of cleaning your place when it's time to clean your place, instead of just watching TV and just pretending like there's not a giant mess around you, right? So I think that it is a great way to show yourself discipline. And the next thing is, it's good for your mental health, right? I mean, especially if you struggle with mental health issues, like if you struggle with depression, if you struggle with ADHD, if you struggle with OCD, if you struggle with anxiety. I mean, all these things can be alleviated to some degree by a clean home. When things are organized, when things are put together, it really, really helps you kind of breathe mentally compared to having a whole bunch of clutter around. Because I know for me personally, I can't have a huge mess around or else I don't feel comfortable mentally. I get stressed out easier. I get anxious easier. It's hard for me to focus on things. So when my space is clean, I feel a lot better mentally, and I can accomplish a lot more in my home because I'm not worried about mess all over the place, right? So another thing, guys, is it's not as hard as you think. So you would not believe how many people I hear complain about doing something as simple as dishes. Do you know how fast it takes me to do dishes, guys? Like literally, I think the longest I've ever taken to do dishes at home is like maybe 10 minutes max. And that's when it's like really bad. That's when I wasn't living on my own. I was living with other people and I was cleaning for everybody. And even then it was like maximum 10 minutes. But you will not believe the amount of like petty complaints that I hear about the simplest home cleaning tasks. I mean, things that if you were to just stop complaining and do it, it would literally take you a shorter time to do it than it did to complain about it. I mean, that's literally how simple a lot of these home cleaning tasks are, right? And so I think that the key to staying on top of your cleaning at home is to just plan for it, is to schedule it into your week or into your month, right? Because for me, the way that I do it is I have weekly cleaning and then I have monthly deep cleaning. And for each of those tasks, I have a checklist of things that I need to clean weekly and monthly. And you may not know that what that list consists of immediately, but once you clean your place and you notice, okay, what am I cleaning, and you kind of just take note of your actions, then you'll be able to create a list of like, okay, this is what I want to clean every week, this is what I want to clean every month. And if you just force yourself to just knock it out on that end of the week, on that end of the month, and just get it done, I mean, you'll notice that cleaning your home will become a lot less stressful because you have it planned, you're prepared for it. You don't just scramble to clean whenever it's convenient, whenever you have a little time or whatever. When you have a cleaning day, you can really focus on it and you can really do it well and properly. You're not rushing through anything. You're not half-assing anything. You're really, really getting deep and getting everything clean. Because, I mean, if you've cleaned anything in your life, you know that a lot of times things are never as dirty things are always dirtier than you think that they are. And you don't realize how dirty they are until you clean it, right? So, I mean, I feel like if you just plan ahead, and like I said, practice that discipline, stop whining. Again, home cleaning is so simple compared to the tasks that you face every single day. I mean, the struggles you face at work, the struggles you face in your social life, the struggles that you face mentally, the struggles that you face in other areas of self-improvement. I mean, keeping your home clean is nothing, guys. It's really nothing. And if you're complaining about it, I honestly think that that's just a reflection of your character, and maybe you need some adjustments in your life to get that self-improvement, to understand that cleaning your home is just one of those non-negotiable tasks. It's just like brushing your teeth or taking a shower, right? It's just like going to the gym, and it's just like not eating like crap, right? It's one of those things you don't think about, you just do it. You don't sit there and complain, oh, I got all these dishes, and oh, I got this laundry to do, and oh, I gotta carry this laundry to the laundry room, and oh, it's so hard. It's like people don't realize how good they have it. They really don't. They really don't. I mean, there are people in third world countries that have to wash every single piece of their clothing by hand, that have to do everything in a much more manual, labor-esque way than we as privileged Americans get to do. And so I think that if you're complaining again about keeping your home clean, then that's a whole other problem that I think you need to address. And then finally, it gives you a feeling of sophistication. Like I said, when you have a clean home, you're ready for anything, right? Let's say you go out on a date with some cute girl or whatever, and you weren't expecting to bring her home or whatever, but you end up being smooth and you get her to come back to your place. You're not stressing because your place is already clean, right? It's always good to keep your place clean because you never know what's gonna happen. You never know who's gonna see it. You never know who's gonna come back to your place, right? What if some random family member shows up that you haven't seen in a minute and wants to come say hi and check out your place, and they're in town? It sucks to have to just scramble to clean everything before somebody shows up, or to have to explain to somebody, oh yeah, my place is a mess, blah blah blah. I feel like, excuse me, if you're a grown adult and you got to explain to somebody that your place is a mess all the time, again, you got another thing coming. That's a whole other problem. So again, I feel like to some people this is why is Leon talking about this? This is a very basic, obvious thing. But I'm telling you, I cannot stress enough how many people's places I've seen that are a mess, that are not organized, that are not clean, and I just don't understand it. I feel like it's such a simple thing to overcome, right? Again, it's just one of those things. It's just mandatory. It's why even think about it? Again, one of my favorite quotes is, people spend more time in the problem than they do the solution. And if they were to spend more time in the solution, they would realize that the solution sometimes takes half or a fraction of the time than the problem did. Okay? So that's it for today, guys. Hope you learned something today. If you did, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more content. Comment below if this helps you in any way, what you learned, or anything at all for that matter. Help the algorithm. Say something. You can just say hi if you want. You can just wave to me and I'll be and I'll say hi back. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cut.